What's going on, everyone? So I know I haven't posted in like a week, but I've just been collecting shit, and we are at Jimmy's today. He's in New Zealand, but we needed to use his tire machine because Mr. Ant is helping me mount up my new tires.
Look at that.
For the S14. So we got some nice Meisters for the S14. Surprise, surprise. We're keeping the S14. It's not for sale anymore. So we got new wheels for it. And we just put some 255 35s. These are actually used tires, but they're in really good shape. So I needed tires on the quick. We found them. We're mounting them up. And yeah, we got some more parts I'm going to show you at my shop as well. But we are mounting up tires now and then going to my shop and putting these on the car. So we can see how the new setup looks. Looks like Donald is recording. Camera on camera.
Check out Ant's car?
Yeah.
What do you think of it?
It came out mint. You recording?
Yeah, we could double vlog.
Oh, we're double teaming.
Touch tips.
Yeah.
First painted bay. Yeah.
So Mr. Ant redid his whole engine bay, and it's glass. It looks like it's still wet. It looks so good.
It is. It's still wet.
It is still wet.
Mirror. It's a black mirror effect. That's what we call that.
Yeah, it looks like the black hole. You might get sucked in if you try and put the engine back in. It looks good though. It looks real good. Ant did all the body work here. So someone had cut it out kind of crudely for an intercooler, but he redid it and it looks factory. It looks straight factory. It looks mint. He's bringing this car back from the brink. At one point, Silvia's were cheap. So there was once upon a time in the life where an S13 was 4 or 5 grand. So we got regular cars that people drove as regular cars for 30 years. So they got their bumps and bruises, cheap fixes and this, and now all of a sudden they're worth 30 grand. So yeah,
They are.
exactly. So you redo them now. But this was a good shell to start with, first off. He got lucky with that. And now he's just making it perfect. So he did the rhino liner on the bottom, which this stuff is awesome. Dagnell also did this on his. Dagnell color matched it. Kind of like he did. Well, his is a little easier because it's black. Dagnell did his red because he did on the red car. And this stuff is really cool, especially to do underneath.
Hard as a rock.
Yeah, hard as a rock. It protects everything. And it just looks great. I love the way it looks. And then this awesome paint on the top. I mean, it just came out beautiful. He did a little bit of a shave job on it, so all these holes he didn't use are all gone. All on here. So once this goes back together, brand new hardware. And on the motor, he did a bunch of new hardware too. The whole car will get done in due time. It will look good. It already looks good, but it's coming along. So stay tuned for that because I will be sure to show you guys that as well. I'm sure this summer we will see a lot of it. We made it down to the shop. I tried getting my wheels balanced. I brought them to this little tire shop that's kind of local to here. And this guy's always got the latest snap-on equipment, so that's why I usually go to him. He's got the brand new snap-on tire machine, which I didn't need him to put tires on. I just need a balance and the brand new snap-on balancer, and he didn't have the adapter that fit in the Meisters. So kind of beat. I didn't get them balanced. So I'm gonna put them on just to get my fitment right and get everything set right now. But yeah, they're not balanced. So I'm gonna have to take all 4 of them off and get them balanced when I find someone to balance it. He told me to go to town fair. I'm not bringing my wheels to town fair, not gonna happen. So I am going to have to figure out someone that can balance my wheels. If anybody's in Connecticut that can balance a set of works, please reach out to me. Another thing I wanted to tell you guys. So we got the Jimny, we got the Pajero, got the CRV, but the CRV is not part of this. And we obviously got the Prado. We got a whole lot of JDM SUVs right now. But what we're gonna talk about is the Jimny and the Pajero. So we're gonna get this pulled into the shop tonight, and I'm going to start pulling the transmission out. It's gonna be a separate video. I'm just talking about it a little bit now. A local guy to me basically rebuilds clutches, alternators. He can make brake pads. He does all this crap. really cool spot. He's been doing it for a long time. He said he can make a clutch setup for me. So I got to pull the transmission out, bring the clutch to him, and he's going to make me a new clutch for it. Maybe upgrade it a little bit. We'll see what happens. But what I've been planning on doing this whole time is doing a little comparison video from the Pagino Mini to the Jimny, because on all YouTube I have not seen a comparison video between these two, and they're super similar chassis, but they're so different from each other. We got the Silvia, and we got the front wheels, which are a little dirty. They're already on, and these are just like perfect fitment for S chassis. 9.5 front, 10.5 rears. R disc on the front to clear big brakes, and O disc on the back for big lips. So it's like the perfect set of Meisters. They are a plus 24 front and rear. So I did have to run a little spacer. I got a 10 mil spacer on the front. But being a plus 24 gives me the opportunity to go a ½ inch bigger safely on front and back lip sizes. So now I am able to make them 18 by 10 fronts, 18 by 11 rears, plus 12 safely, which will be awesome. But the S14 is starting to actually come along. Big thanks to Aunt Cole. Hooked this up with some of our turbo parts. We have a Tomy stock mount manifold. So we got stock mount manifold. I just ordered a couple more turbo parts from Japan, and we're on our way to start going turbo on this. We got our wheel set up. We're working on our whole rear diff and rear end setup. That's going to be squared away. And yeah, next thing is going to be the body on it, because the stock kit just isn't doing it right now. I need nav and stuff. The nav and kit is going to make this car just over the edge, and then I'll never want to sell it. For now, I can't find an OEM bumper, and everyone is saying that the KBD bumper actually fits really well. So for the time being, I am going to order a KBD front bumper and try that out. If it fits like crap, we'll get rid of it. But if it fits good, until I find a real Navin, it can be a nice placeholder. So we're going to order one up and try that out. But now, time to get those wheels on this car and see how it looks. I'm going to put the mystery aftermarket one in just because it has poly bushings and it's painted. But nice little find on this, and I never knew that it had that. Another thing the Spec R rear end has, I didn't even realize till I flipped it over, is it's got all this bracing like the Nismo arms. So these, if I'm not mistaken, are identical to the Nismo arms that you buy for the S13, S14, and they just run them stock on the Spec R models. So picked this thing up last night just needing the actual subframe itself, and it ended up being a major score, considering that if you went to go buy the Nismo arms, they are big money. We got basically the whole sway bar on loosely. Got everything lined up for the most part. And for those of you asking how come I'm doing this on the ground and not on my lift, that's a good question. All right, now we can finally put these wheels on and lower it down. It might need to be adjusted a little bit, but we're gonna take it as it comes. Throw them on. If it has to be adjusted, then we're gonna have to adjust it. Like the front, I might set it up a little tiny bit differently. Maybe change the camber, or maybe lower it a slight bit, but we'll see. And here is the final form for today, at least. And man, do these wheels make such a difference in the look of the car. Love them. So that's it on today, guys. We got Meisters. Silvia's starting to come together. We found out that we have Nismo arms. We have a new subframe. We have a two-way diff. We have an aftermarket sway bar on the back of this now. We already had an aftermarket sway bar on the front. things are starting to come along. I have a very rare exhaust coming for this car. I'm very excited to do it right before spring. But back to ending this. You know the deal, guys. Give me a like, give me a comment, and subscribe if you haven't yet. And keep an eye out for the next video. We are going to do the comparison between the Jimny and the Pajero Mini. A buyer's guide, as you will. So if you guys are interested in K trucks, like K SUVs, so little turbo K SUVs maybe, then keep an eye out, because that is going to be the next video on the roster, and we are going to start that tomorrow. So see you guys then, and catch you on the next one. So we are in the JDM CRV. Oh, excuse you, miss. We're in the JD. This fucking thing.